Welcome to a bright new day, where learning never stops.
Time goes tick-tock, but who made time? Who decided 60 seconds make a minute?
Yeah, did someone invent time like a machine?
Hello, friends. Time wasn't invented like a toy. Humans learned to measure it by watching nature. Come with me on a journey through history. 3,500 years before the Common Era, Egyptians used the sun and shadows to measure time. They built tall stone obelisks. The obelisk worked as a giant gnomon. In the morning after sunrise, the shadow was very long and pointed to the west. As the sun rose higher, the shadow got shorter and shorter. In the afternoon, the shadow grew long again on the east side, all the way until sunset.
So shadows were the first clocks?
Exactly. When the shadow moved, they knew morning, afternoon, and evening.
Ready to discover the next timekeeping invention?
Long ago, around 1500 BCE, people built sundials to measure time using the sun's shadow.
The sundial had a part called the gnomon, a stick or pillar that casts a shadow. As the sun moved across the sky, the shadow moved too, telling people what time it was.
Wow! But what about nighttime? Sundials can't work without sun, right?
Exactly! So they invented water clocks, also called clepsydra. These clocks worked by letting water flow drop by drop at a steady speed. Every drop meant time was passing. Drip, drip, drip.
That's so smart. They could finally tell time even at night or indoors.
True. And later, people made water clocks more accurate by keeping the water level the same, so the flow speed stayed stable.
So first, the sun, then water helped humans measure time.
And many more amazing inventions are waiting. Ready to explore? People around 500 BCE invented combustion clocks. That means clocks that measure time by burning. The most popular ones were candle clocks and incense clocks. A candle clock had marks along the candle. As it burned down, each mark showed how much time had passed.
Wow, so they could tell time even at night?
Exactly! And some candles even worked like alarm clocks. When the wax melted to a metal ball, it dropped onto a plate, clang, waking people up. And in ancient China, people used incense clocks. They burned special incense sticks or trails in maze shapes. Each section burned at a steady speed.
So time could even smell good?
Yes, when the flame reached a piece of scented resin, a new smell spread through the room to show another hour had passed. Ready for the next invention on our time journey? Kids nod excitedly and step into the glowing tunnel. Welcome to the 11th century. Time to discover the hourglass. The hourglass became the most trusted timekeeper for sailors on long ocean voyages. Unlike water clocks, it didn't spill or freeze.
So they just turned it over every time the sand finished?
Yes, and then they rang the bell to announce time to everyone.
Look at that sand. It flows perfectly.
That's why sailors loved it, steady and reliable, even in storms.
Ooh, they're throwing something into the water.
That's the chip log. They counted knots to measure speed.
Wait, so that's why speed is called knots?
Yes, because they counted real rope knots.
So they measured time and speed to know where they were?
Exactly. That method is called dead reckoning. It helped them travel across oceans. And thanks to the hourglass, explorers found new lands and crossed the world.
Whoa! The hourglass was a hero.
Hey kids, now let's go to the next invention. Welcome to the 14th century. Here, Europe built the very first mechanical clocks. They were huge clock towers. They didn't have hands or numbers like modern clocks. They told time by ringing bells. Everyone listened. These clocks were powered by heavy falling weights, like stones hanging on ropes. They had to rewind them every day to keep them running. The big invention was this part, called the verge and folioed escapement. It controlled the back and forth movement and kept time ticking one tooth at a time.
So that's why you're named Tick-Tock.
Monasteries used these clocks to ring bells for prayer time, morning, afternoon, and night. For the first time, people followed equal hours, not shadows or water flow. Mechanical clocks changed how the whole world lived. Ready to see what came next? Time is about to get even smarter. Now we're in 1510, in the city of Nuremberg, Germany. Here, a genius locksmith named Peter Henlein solved a big problem. Old clocks were huge and stuck in towers because they needed falling weights. He invented the mainspring, a strip of steel that stores energy when wound and releases it slowly as it unwinds. This made clocks small enough to carry. Early watches were shaped like little eggs and called the Nuremberg egg. But they weren't perfect. They could be wrong by hours a day. The spring was strong when fully wound and weak when loose. Then, in 1656, Dutch scientist Christian Huygens had a brilliant idea. He used a pendulum to control the speed, swinging in equal time every swing.
So it was way more accurate?
Super accurate! From hours wrong to just seconds a day. In 1510, the pocket watch was born. And in 1656, the pendulum clock changed the world forever. Ready for the next invention? Long ago, sailors could not find their longitude, their east-west position at sea. They could find latitude easily using the sun or stars, but for longitude, they needed exact time.
If a clock was wrong by just 4 minutes, the ship was off by 1 degree, almost 60 miles.
A brilliant inventor named John Harrison worked nearly 40 years to solve this dangerous problem. He created the marine chronometer, a clock that stayed accurate even on rough ocean waves. It worked! It stayed accurate within just a few seconds across weeks at sea.
So sailors could finally travel safely?
Yes, they compared local time to GMT and calculated longitude perfectly. The marine chronometer changed the world, saving ships, lives, and the future of navigation. Ready to travel to the next invention? In 1927, the quartz clock was invented. Quartz vibrates perfectly when electricity passes through it, like a tiny drum beating thousands of times every second. And then came the atomic clock. It uses tiny energy jumps inside cesium atoms to measure time. The best atomic clocks lose only 1 second in millions of years. Every invention made timekeeping better. And that's how humans learn to measure time, from shadows to atoms. Time is amazing, right? See you again, Tick-Tock. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Genius Gate